Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a journey into, well, a topic that touches almost everyone at some point, the job search. But forget what you might think you know about just, polishing a resume. This isn't simply about finding a job. It's actually a pretty profound exercise in strategic self-discovery and engineering your next professional chapter.
Exactly. And the source material we're using for this deep dive is really quite unique. It's a self-coaching booklet from Visual Progress Coaching. It's designed not just to guide you, but to really empower you to understand your current situation, articulate what you truly want, and then build a concrete, actionable plan to actually get there.
Okay.
And what's particularly, I think, transformative is how it moves beyond just simple questions.
Mm,
It offers practical exercises that help you unearth new ideas and gain, frankly, incredible clarity.
right. So our mission today is basically to extract the most potent insights from this self-coaching process. We're kind of giving you a shortcut to a more intentional, successful, and ultimately more fulfilling job search.
Okay, let's unpack this then. It's almost paradoxical, isn't it? We often feel this pressure to jump straight into applying, equating all that activity with progress.
Mm-hmm. The illusion of busy work.
Exactly. But this self-coaching approach, it immediately confronts that by asking a really foundational question. Do you actually need a plan? It forces you to pause, to really consider the stark realities of the job market and, your own unique circumstances.
Yeah, and it's more than just needing a plan. It's about treating your job search like a significant project, a multifaceted one. And what are the implications of thinking like that? Well, it means you're not just hoping plan A works out.
Right. You're developing plan B, C, maybe even D. It means consciously factoring in the, let's be honest, substantial extra work and time required. This isn't a casual browse online. It's architecting your professional future. It demands a dedicated, strategic effort.
And like any well-managed project, you need some intel, right? Some intelligence on the landscape.
Hmm.
This coaching guide, it pushes you to think, okay, what do you really know about the competition?
Yeah.
And to anticipate, will there be loads of applicants? This isn't just market research in the abstract. It immediately signals the absolute necessity of differentiation. Like, how do you ensure you don't just blend into the crowd?
And that brings us to a really crucial insight. The booklet challenges you directly. It asks, do you have a unique selling point? Or maybe a unique combination of selling
Wow,
points.
okay.
And then it follows up with this really powerful thought. If they select you, why will they? You see, this isn't about just listing generic skills. It's about unearthing your irresistible combination, your unique blend of capabilities and personality that makes you the only real solution to that specific employer's problem.
That makes sense. And all this talk of unique value, it naturally brings us to how you present it. From that first glance at your CV to your whole personal brand, there's a fascinating thought experiment in there. If you were a brand, how would you present yourself?
Right.
It immediately shifts your perspective, doesn't it? It pushes you to quickly, clearly, professionally showcase your distinct worth. It's like a light bulb moment.
It is. And what's fascinating here is the strategic alignment this encourages. The coaching prompts you to ask yourself, will you actually change your cover letter, your CV, your interview prep for each application?
Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds like a lot.
It can be. But it's not just busy work. It's about signaling to the employer that you understand their specific needs deeply, deeply enough to speak direct into them.
Mhm.
That's a powerful psychological signal, you see. It goes way beyond a generic template. It shows you're not just a good candidate, you're potentially an ideal match.
That's a really good point. And speaking of showcasing value, the guide really zeroes in on your specific achievements. It doesn't just ask, which achievements do you mention, but specifically how to make them clear and measurable.
Quantifiable.
Yes, and most attractive to the employer. It's about quantifying your impact, making it immediately relevant, compelling, transforming like past activity into future value for them.
Precisely.
So once you've built that powerful personal brand on paper, the next frontier, and often the most nerve-wracking part, let's be honest, is the interview room.
Oh, yes. The interview.
This coaching approach dives straight in. It makes you ask, what can you actually do to make sure you interview well? And also, what type of questions are they likely to ask? It's about proactive mastery, not just, crossing your fingers.
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
It goes into the specific research you need to do, the nuanced techniques for answering questions. And it doesn't shy away from the competitive side of things. It directly asks, what can you do to try to interview better than the competition?
Oh, okay.
It emphasizes diligent practice and critically identifying what mistakes must you ensure you don't make. It's really about understanding the interviewer's perspective so you can truly stand out.
And beyond the tactics, this guide really pushes you on self-presentation. Like, how do you show yourself most effectively?
Mhm.
And then there's that really impactful reflection. What do you want them to say about you after the interview?
That's powerful.
Yeah. It even asks, what 3 words do you want them to use when describing you? That's such a deliberate crafting of perception, isn't it?
It is. And this raises an important, sometimes uncomfortable question. What potential concerns might they have about you? And how are you going to strategically address them? The coaching guide is quite frank here. It asks, employers like to know about problems, setbacks, and failings. How will you explain yours?
Right. That can be tricky territory.
It can. But this isn't about confessing every single detail. It's about strategic transparency, demonstrating growth, and it also prompts you to consider, what parts of you do you not want to show? It encourages an authentic yes, but also a highly strategic approach to, well, vulnerability.
The genius of this method, I think, is how it then transitions. It moves into some truly deeper exercises, starting with your core motivation. It asks, okay, what are the main reasons you're even considering changing your job?
The why.
Yeah, the why. And then, crucially, what impact would achieving these changes actually make to your life? It directly connects the job search to your broader aspirations, your sense of purpose.
And this naturally leads into a really profound reflection on the role of work in your life. This guide explores work on a kind of spectrum. Is it just a way to earn money? Or maybe a career providing status? Or even a true vocation, something connected to your inner purpose, your life values?
That's deep.
It is. And it poses that genuinely thought-provoking question.
Right.
If you won enough money so you didn't need to work, would you still work? And if so, what job would you do? That's kind of the ultimate litmus test for intrinsic motivation, isn't it?
Wow, yeah. And it gets even more granular, more specific with the terrible and great day at work exercise. You're prompted to think back to specific terrible days, who was involved, what work was being done, how did it feel?
Right.
And then you do the exact same thing for your truly great days. This isn't just reflection for reflection's sake. It's a profound act of pattern recognition.
Exactly. Finding the common threads.
Yeah. By dissecting those specific experiences, the guide helps you identify the hidden DNA of your ideal work environment, the subtle triggers for your energy, your engagement, things you might never consciously connect otherwise.
And what's truly fascinating there is realizing, how often do you experience those great days, and are you able to create more of them where you are?
Yeah.
Or is a different job or career truly needed to do that? This ties right into the idea of the best version of yourself at work.
Okay.
It prompts you to pinpoint, when are you that version? What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? And then it asks that critical question. Is it time to take some action?
Ultimately, this whole self-coaching process, it pushes you towards creating a really detailed list, meticulously detailed, of what you specifically want from a job. This includes everything, like who you like working with, your ideal location, company size, the exact type of work, the level of responsibility, power, influence you desire. It's about getting incredibly granular with your ideal future, moving beyond just vague desires to concrete requirements.
And looking at the bigger picture, this guide powerfully connects the job search back to your core values. It asks, what are your values? What do you really believe in? And how could this support you in your job search?
Yeah, it's important.
Crucially, it then asks you to identify any beliefs that might be limiting your progress. It's about building that inner resilience and overcoming those self-imposed barriers we all sometimes have.
Then there's this truly visionary exercise. I found this fascinating. Imagine you are 75 years old. You're attending the film debut of a film about your life. Would this job search even be featured?
Wow.
Yeah. Here's where it gets really interesting, right? It prompts you to consider the significance of this moment. Is it just a blip, or is it a pivotal act in your overall life story, ensuring this isn't just a fleeting chapter, but an intentional design for your legacy?
That puts it in perspective. It also provides practical strategies for maintaining motivation and for managing the inevitable setbacks, acknowledging that, look, it's normally a longer process than people expect.
That's true. Job searching can take time.
It really can. And it asks that important question. What help do you need?
Yeah.
And also prompts reflection on, is it better to do this alone or with someone else? This invites you to think about building a support structure around your ambition. You don't have to go it alone.
Oh, absolutely. And it brings it full circle back to the ultimate impact. How will securing a new job contribute to your overall happiness? And perhaps even deeper, will securing a new job help you feel more fulfilled? These are the questions that ensure your efforts are truly aligned with, your deepest sense of purpose and well-being.
And finally, it ends with these really forward-looking questions. They're designed to help you transcend your current limitations. Questions like, if you achieved a better job than you currently are aiming for, what will the impact of this be?
Aim higher.
Exactly. And maybe the most powerful one. If you were the bravest version of yourself, what would you do differently?
Hmm.
These questions truly push you to redefine success for yourself and empower you to take potentially bolder action.
Yeah. This deep dive really reveals that a job search, it isn't just a transactional hunt for the next paycheck, is it? It's this comprehensive, really powerful journey of self-discovery and strategic planning. It guides you to clarify your motivations, understand your intrinsic value, and consciously design your next career move for, hopefully, lasting impact.
And that leads perfectly to our final provocative thought for you, the listener. What insights from this deep dive will you carry forward, not just for your next job search, whenever that might be, but for how you approach all significant goals and transformations in your life?
That's a great question to ponder. Take some time to reflect on your own best version of yourself and how you can embody that not just in your professional journey, but really in every area of your life. Thanks for diving deep with us today.